The path to peace and happiness. In the midst of life's constant rush, its struggles, uncertainties, and overwhelming challenges, have you ever wondered if there's a way to experience peace and clarity no matter what happens? What if the secret to happiness and inner strength has been within you all along, waiting to be uncovered? As Buddha once said, happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. The way we see the world, the way we respond to challenges, and the way we understand our emotions shape our experience of life. But how do we shift from stress, anxiety, and negativity into a state of calmness, wisdom, and fulfillment? For thousands of years, Buddhist teachings have guided people toward a deeper understanding of life, offering practical ways to develop peace, compassion, and happiness, not just for monks or spiritual seekers, but for anyone navigating the ups and downs of life. This journey isn't about adopting religious beliefs. Instead, it's about embracing universal principles that help us cultivate a strong, resilient mind and a peaceful heart. In this video, we'll explore 15 powerful Buddhist lessons that can transform your life. These are not complex rules or abstract ideas. They are practical, actionable steps that you can start applying today. From forgiveness to mindfulness, gratitude to patience, these lessons will help you find balance, release negativity, and create a life filled with joy and meaning. Stay with us until the end, because the final lesson is the key to unlocking lasting happiness. Lesson 1. Practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools in Buddhism, yet one of the hardest for many of us to practice. We often hold on to anger, resentment, and past pain, as if protecting ourselves from further harm. But the truth is, holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Buddha once said, "Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned." Forgiveness in Buddhism isn't about saying that what happened was okay. It doesn't mean allowing harmful behavior to continue. Instead, it is about letting go of the emotional weight that keeps us trapped in suffering. The reality is, anger and resentment hurt us more than they hurt others. So how do we practice true forgiveness? 1. Acknowledge the pain. Accept that you have been hurt, but don't let that pain define your future. 2. Understand impermanence. Everything changes, including pain and emotions. What hurts today won't last forever. 3. Practice metta meditation, loving kindness meditation. Send feelings of peace and well-being not just to those you love, but also to those who have hurt you. 4th, let go of the need for revenge. Instead of holding on to anger, focus on your own healing and peace. 5. Forgive yourself too. Often, the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. Recognize that you are human and learn from mistakes without punishing yourself forever. Forgiveness is an act of liberation, not just for the other person, but for yourself. The moment you release resentment, you create space for peace, happiness, and inner freedom. Lesson 2. Live with intention. So much of our suffering comes from living without clarity or purpose. We go through the motions, reacting to life instead of shaping it with intention and mindfulness. Buddhism teaches us that every thought, word, and action has power. If we live unconsciously, driven by impulses, fears, or external expectations, we lose control over our own happiness. To live with intention means to align your daily actions with your deeper values. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What brings me a deep sense of purpose? Am I spending my time on things that align with my highest values? By clarifying your purpose, you begin to make choices that lead to fulfillment rather than regret. How do you start living with more intention? 1. Begin each day with a clear purpose. Take a few moments each morning to set an intention. Today, I choose to be kind. Today, I focus on gratitude. 2. Eliminate distractions. Are you spending hours scrolling on your phone or worrying about things outside your control? Redirect your energy to what truly matters. 3. Practice mindfulness. Every action, even eating or walking, can be done with full awareness rather than rushing through life on autopilot. 4. Reflect each night. Ask yourself, did I live today in a way that aligns with my values? Small reflections create big transformations. By living with awareness and purpose, life becomes more meaningful, peaceful, and fulfilling. Lesson 3. Cultivate generosity. In Buddhism, generosity, dana, is seen as one of the highest virtues. But generosity isn't just about giving money or material things, it's about cultivating a generous heart. True generosity comes from a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. Have you ever noticed that when you help others, you feel happier and more fulfilled? Buddha taught that giving with an open heart dissolves greed, fear, and attachment, leading to greater joy. Generosity can take many forms. Giving kindness. A small act of kindness can transform someone's day. Giving time. Listening to someone in need is an act of deep generosity. Giving patience and forgiveness. These are gifts that require nothing but an open heart. Giving without expecting anything in return. This is true selflessness. When we cultivate a spirit of generosity, we attract abundance into our lives, not just materially but emotionally and spiritually. The more you give, the more joy and connection you experience. Lesson 4. Practice self-reflection. In our fast-paced world, we often look outward for happiness, validation, and meaning. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us that true understanding comes from within. Self-reflection is the key to understanding our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Without reflection, we repeat the same mistakes, fall into the same emotional traps, and remain stuck in cycles of suffering. How do we practice self-reflection? 1. Ask yourself deep questions. Instead of reacting to situations, pause and ask, oh, why did I react this way? Oh, what lesson is life trying to teach me? 2. Journal your thoughts. Writing brings clarity to the mind. 3. Meditate on your experiences. Sit in stillness and observe your thoughts without judgment. 4. Learn from your struggles. Instead of seeing difficulties as punishments, view them as opportunities for growth. The more we understand ourselves, the more we gain control over our emotions, behaviors, and happiness. Lesson 5. Foster equanimity. Life is unpredictable. One day, everything seems to be going well, and the next, we're facing unexpected hardships. If we constantly react to these changes with extreme emotions, joy when things go well, despair when things go wrong, we become prisoners of circumstances. Buddhism teaches equanimity, the ability to remain balanced and calm no matter what happens. Think of a tree in a storm. The wind howls, the rain pours, yet the tree stands firm, its roots deep in the earth. To cultivate equanimity, we must develop an inner steadiness, a mindset that is not easily shaken by external events. How do we develop this inner stability? 1. Accept that change is inevitable. Life will always have ups and downs. Accepting this truth helps us navigate it with grace. 2. Practice mindfulness. Observe your emotions without being controlled by them. 3. Detach from outcomes. Instead of obsessing over results, focus on the effort you put in. 4th, meditate on impermanence. Everything changes, including emotions and circumstances. Nothing lasts forever. When you cultivate equanimity, stress, fear, and anxiety lose their grip on you. You become more peaceful no matter what life throws your way. Lesson 6. Cultivate patience. Why are we always in such a rush? We want quick results, fast solutions, and immediate gratification. But this impatience often leads to frustration, stress, and disappointment. Buddhism teaches us that patience is a form of strength. It allows us to navigate life's challenges without losing our peace. The Buddha once said, "A jug fills drop by drop." Every great achievement, every deep transformation, every meaningful relationship is built over time. How do we develop patience? 1. Pause before reacting. Instead of immediately responding to frustration, take a deep breath and center yourself. 2. Trust the process. Not everything needs to happen instantly. Growth, healing, and success take time. 3. Embrace discomfort. Impatience often comes from avoiding discomfort. Accept that waiting and uncertainty are part of life. 4. Focus on small progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. The more you cultivate patience, the more peaceful, resilient, and wise you become. Lesson 7. Let go of ego. The ego is a false identity we build around ourselves, our titles, achievements, possessions, opinions, and how others perceive us. But when we attach too strongly to these things, we suffer. The ego says, "I must be right. I must win. I must be better than others. I must protect my image." This leads to conflict, fear, and insecurity because we are constantly defending something that is not truly us. Buddhism teaches us that freedom comes from letting go of the ego. When we release the need to always be right, to impress others, or to seek validation, we experience deep peace. How do we let go of ego? 1. Practice humility. Recognize that we are all constantly learning and growing. 2. Detach from external validation. Your worth is not determined by what others think. 3. Embrace mistakes. Failure is not a reflection of your value, it's a lesson. 4. Serve others selflessly. The less you focus on me, the freer you become. Letting go of ego isn't about losing yourself, it's about finding your true self. Lesson 8. Embrace change. One of the greatest sources of suffering is our resistance to change. We want things to stay the same, our relationships, our health, our comfort. But life is always evolving. Buddha taught that everything is impermanent. People change, situations shift, emotions come and go. When we fight against change, we create fear and suffering. But when we accept it, we find peace and freedom. How do we embrace change? 1. See change as an opportunity. Every change, even painful ones, brings growth. 2. Let go of attachment. The more we try to control everything, the more we suffer. 3. Trust the flow of life. Even when things seem uncertain, life has a way of working out. 4. Stay present. Instead of clinging to the past or fearing the future, focus on the now. By embracing change, we become more adaptable, peaceful, and open to new possibilities. Lesson 9. Seek wisdom. Knowledge is knowing facts. Wisdom is understanding life. In Buddhism, wisdom is one of the highest virtues because it allows us to see things as they truly are. Without wisdom, we get caught in illusions, misunderstandings, and emotional reactions. How do we cultivate wisdom? 1. Question everything. Don't just accept things as they are. Seek deeper understanding. 2. Learn from experience. True wisdom comes from reflecting on your own life lessons. 3. Listen more than you speak. The wise don't talk to prove their knowledge. They observe and learn. 4. Read and study. Buddhist teachings, philosophy, and history offer timeless insights into human nature. Wisdom helps us make better decisions. avoid unnecessary suffering, and live with greater clarity. Lesson 10. Practice. Detachment. Attachment is the root of suffering. When we become too attached to people, material things, or even ideas, we experience fear, anxiety, and disappointment. Detachment does not mean not caring. It means caring without clinging. Imagine holding onto a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you hold it gently, it remains in your palm. How do we practice detachment? 1. Detach from outcomes. Focus on the effort, not the result. 2. Let go of control. Accept that you cannot control everything. 3. Love without possession. Appreciate relationships without trying to own or control people. 4. Detach from the past and future. Live in the present. When you let go, you create space for peace, happiness, and freedom. Lesson 11. Cultivate joy. Happiness isn't something you find, it's something you create. Buddhism teaches that true joy comes from within, not from external achievements, possessions, or approval. How do we cultivate joy? 1. Focus on what's good. Gratitude shifts your mindset from lack to abundance. 2. Live in the moment. Joy is found in the simple, present moments. 3. Practice kindness. Helping others creates lasting happiness. 4. Let go of negativity. Choose joy over dwelling on pain. True joy comes from living mindfully and appreciating the beauty of life. Lesson 12. Develop compassion. Compassion is not just about feeling sorry for others. It's about deeply understanding their struggles and wishing them well. Buddhism teaches that compassion is the key to inner peace. When we cultivate compassion, we move beyond self-centeredness and open our hearts to the suffering of others. But here's the surprising truth. Compassion is not just about helping others, it's also about healing ourselves. When we hold on to resentment, anger, or judgment, we create emotional suffering for ourselves. But when we choose compassion, we let go of negativity and experience peace. How do we develop compassion? 1. Practice loving kindness meditation. Sit quietly and repeat phrases like, "Oh, may I be happy. May I be free from suffering. Oh, may others be happy. May they be free from suffering." 2. See the humanity in everyone. Everyone has struggles, fears, and pain, even those who hurt you. 3. Respond with kindness, not anger. If someone is rude, instead of reacting, try to understand their pain. 4. Help without expecting anything in return. True compassion is given freely. When we cultivate compassion, we transform not only our relationships, but also our own hearts. Lesson 13. Embrace impermanence. Everything in life is temporary. Happiness, pain, relationships, success, failure. Nothing stays the same. Yet we resist change. We want love to last forever. We want success without setbacks. We want people to stay the same. But clinging to things as if they're permanent creates fear and suffering. Buddhism teaches that impermanence is not a tragedy, it's freedom. When we accept that everything is temporary, we appreciate each moment deeply. Let go of unnecessary stress. Stop fearing change and start embracing life. How do we embrace impermanence? 1. Meditate on change. Reflect on how everything is always shifting. 2. Let go of attachment. Enjoy things fully, but don't cling to them. 3. Appreciate the present. Since nothing lasts forever, cherish this moment. Life is like a river. It's always moving. Instead of fighting the current, learn to flow with it. Lesson 14. Cultivate gratitude. Happiness isn't about getting more. It's about appreciating what you already have. Buddhism teaches that gratitude transforms our mind. When we focus on what's missing, we feel lack, dissatisfaction, and stress. But when we focus on what we have, we feel content, happy, and at peace. Gratitude shifts our mindset from, "I don't have enough. I have so much to be thankful for." How do we cultivate gratitude? 1. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for daily. 2. Express appreciation. Thank people, even for small things. 3. Be mindful of simple joys, a sunrise, a smile, a good meal. When we cultivate gratitude, our life transforms because we see beauty everywhere. Lesson 15. Live with purpose. What is the purpose of your life? Buddhism teaches that a meaningful life is not about chasing pleasure. It's about living with intention and purpose. Many people drift through life, chasing distractions and short-term happiness. But true fulfillment comes from aligning our actions with our deeper values. How do we live with purpose? 1. Discover your core values. What truly matters to you? Compassion, growth, peace. 2. Align your actions with your values. Live in a way that reflects who you want to be. 3. Serve others. The most fulfilling life is one that helps others. When you live with purpose, you stop feeling lost. You wake up every day knowing your life has meaning. The path to peace and happiness. The wisdom of Buddhism is not about abstract philosophy. It's about practical steps to create a life of peace, wisdom, and happiness. By integrating these 15 lessons into our daily lives, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering, cultivate a deep sense of inner peace, experience joy and fulfillment no matter our circumstances. Happiness is not about having more, it's about changing our perspective. Which lesson resonated with you the most? If you found this wisdom valuable, like and share this with others who may need it. And don't forget to subscribe to Words of Buddha for more life-changing insights. Let's continue this journey together toward a life of wisdom, peace, and true happiness. Sparkle.